Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we'll talk about free resources to learn Slovene online and some one-time purchase type of resources. So, at first I want to say thank you for using my channel to learn Slovene, but I am not a Slovene teacher. I do have some experience teaching, but I am not a Slovene teacher. So, I can make certain mistakes at teaching, not explaining things well, things like that. Also, my channel is not very broad. Yes, my playlist Slovene for Complete Beginners has a lot of videos, 33 videos so far, and it's getting more videos. But it's not very broad. What you learn here is limited. What you learn here is in my dialogue. Maybe you will move to another region in Slovenia outside of my region, and people will speak completely differently from me. So, yes, use YouTube resources, but use them with a caution. People on YouTube are usually not Slovene teachers or even teachers. They are people who have a passion in teaching Slovene language and want to help the community, but they are not usually actual Slovene teachers. Instead, you can combine things you learn on YouTube from different YouTubers, not just from one, and combine them with all these free resources that we'll talk about today. So, at first, I want to talk about Memrise. And Memrise is great. It's kind of like Duolingo for different type of languages, but a little bit different. So, there are different types of courses you can take on Memrise by different people, and like this one, Slovenština Express, and these are from an actual textbook to learn Slovene. Here you can practice what you learn on YouTube and learn more things. So first, here you have some vocabulary you can practice. You have some more vocabulary and so on. Different type of courses here will have different type of content, some better, some worse. But I recommend that you look through these. You can learn some sentences, maybe something you'll never hear on my channel, but you can hear it here. You can even learn swear words, which I don't have a video on, so yeah, use these resources to practice what you learn in Slovene or to learn new things. It's kind of like Duolingo. Of course, it's a little bit more limited and you have to be creative with it, but you can learn a lot. Then next, we have this resource, which I love, and I actually found it by looking through my analytics by how people find my videos. So I can see how you reach my video, like you reach it from a link, do you reach it from a website, and so on and so on. And I found this, and I've never found this in any other way, but I love this so much. It's very random, Slovene, Korean, and English, but I mean, especially if you want to learn Korean as well, or whatever, this might even be more useful. But why I love this so much is because it uses resources from the internet. Like for instance, here the basics. It uses Slovenska abeceda, and it uses my video Learn Slovene. Then here you have greetings, meeting someone, audio. You have different types of, you have exercises, audio. It goes through everything. It has different types of YouTube resources, playlists, grammar, explanations. It goes into a lot of depth when you start looking at it. And yeah, I just think that this is a great resource, especially for a beginner, because if you want to learn something specific, you can click on this. Koliko je ura? What time is it? Accept cookies, and then you can actually do the exercises. Ura je Anna, and so on. You can type it in. And when you click finish, you can check your answers. And obviously I didn't type anything, so I got it all wrong. But yeah, those are the kind of things that you can do on this website. It has exercises, audio, resources, and all of that. I really love it for the reason that it takes resources from all kinds of places on the internet and organizes it in one website so that it is easier for you to learn. And this is amazing for complete beginners, so you can practice. Next, I found this from LingoHut. So LingoHut has this great resource called Free Slovene Lessons, Slovenian Lessons. And here it says study Slovenian in just 5 minutes per day, kind of like Duolingo. And this is kind of like Duolingo, but it's more focused on vocabulary. And focusing on vocabulary, especially later on, will be great because once you understand grammar, once you understand how to make sentences and all those things, you'll need to further your vocabulary so that you'll be able to speak. And here it goes from the complete beginning, but it also has things that I've never spoken about, like school subjects, geography, sports, beach activities, these very specific things. So you can go through this and you can practice. Let's say shops in the town. You can actually practice this, and it has audio.
Trgovina.
So you can listen to the correct
Trgovina.
pronunciation. You can practice by clicking one of these. I've never tried that before. Okay, so there's little interactive games that you can do. And why I love this is because it has a lot of vocabulary that you can practice. And this is great. If you learn grammar from the other resources, you can learn vocabulary from here because you will learn things. And if you want to learn a specific type of vocabulary like grocery store, you can come here and you can really learn it. And if you want to learn something you probably won't find online, like email terms, you probably won't find it anywhere else. Yeah, you have it here. And this is going to be very useful for those of you from the beginning, but especially when you're intermediate and you have that grammar understanding. Now, next, we have Slovenian 101. And this is kind of a weird website that I have a little bit trouble with, but it has good resources. So, for instance, it has Slovenian radio stations. And this is really useful because I already clicked one here, and you can choose to listen to any kind of Slovene radio stations for free. And this is great for your everyday life. You can just listen to Slovene radio. You can hear different dialects because these are all from different types of regions. It also tells you somewhere on the website. Yeah, it tells you which region each radio is in, what genre does it have. You can listen to music that Slovenian radio stations do. You can listen to one that has more Slovenian music, folk music, and you can just familiarize yourself with the culture a little bit more. This will be great when you're intermediate and you already understand some Slovene when it's spoken casually. Or even now, you can start listening to it and just be familiar with it, have it in your head, listen to it every day. So, yeah. radio stations in Slovene. Um, it also has newspapers in Slovene that you can read, like Journal, and you can read news in Slovenia. Of course, you probably won't understand it yet, but if you translate the site, you can read Slovene news in English. And there's different types of newspapers. It has also different resources like country names in Slovenian. This is useful if that's what you're looking for, and other things, but I think it's mainly useful for the radio station and the news station. Now, next we have books. So we have the book Pocket Slovene, and this is a book great for people traveling to Slovenia. I wouldn't say this is a book where you sit down and study it for weeks and weeks kind of book. It's more like a book that you can practice on the go because it's small, it's a pocket book, you know. It has different types, so you can learn Slovene from all these different types of languages. So if your first language is not English, but it's one of these languages, it will be easier for you. Another benefit is that it's more phrase oriented. It has grammar in by specific chapter. So this is the book where I imagine you take it while traveling to Slovenia. You you get ready to go to a coffee shop and you want to practice Slovene in a coffee shop. You read the chapter on coffee shop in Slovene. You try to memorize the phrases. You bring it to the coffee shop and you can use it with the book. It's small enough to take everywhere with you, and it's not very long. It's pretty short. It's not going to make you fluent or anything close to that, but it will be great to use if you want to practice speaking Slovenian with locals or travel to Slovenia. It will be helpful, and it has some cultural fun facts and things like that. And yeah, it says here it has 130 pages with humor, key characteristics of Slovene language and culture. The basic patterns needed for everyday communications are divided thematically and supplemented with illustration. So yeah, this is useful. It's cheap. I got it for €5 in Slovenia. So if you travel to Slovenia, you can just buy it in Slovenia and then you can practice. Another resource is this book, and this is a book that I use myself to make these lessons. So if you want to practice further from my lesson or supplement this book, you can supplement this book with my lesson or like use both of them at the same time. It's called Colloquial Slovene, the complete course for beginners by Marta Pintar Greenberg. So this book is high quality. It even has free audio, and on Google Books you can preview quite a lot of it, so you can try to do the first 3 chapters and see how you like it, and if you like it, I highly recommend that you purchase it. I own this book and I use it. And this book has it's for beginners, but it has grammar and vocabulary really well implemented, and everything is explained in details. That's why I use it, so that I can read the explanations and explain to you as well. It goes into more depth than my videos because my videos would be way too long. And yeah, it has everything you will ever need. And it has pronunciation guides. It has a lot of dialogues and texts that you can read. Everything is explained really well. there are pictures, um, there are exercises. I really love this book and you should really get it because it is so great. I love it so much. Of course, both of these books cost money. I forgot how much I paid for this one, but I'm sure you can find it online. And the next resource that I use is that I would use is RTV Slovenia, which means Radio in Televizija Slovenia. It means Radio and Television Slovenia. And these are the public government channels that we have. You can watch Slovene TV for free here. You can watch different channels like Slovene 2, Slovene 3. You can watch politics if you want. You can watch. Oh, this is the Italian version. TV Maribor and this. So different type of channels, and you can just listen to this. When you get intermediate, you'll be able to understand some things, have a visual representation, visual cues, so you can learn new vocabulary. That's how I learned every language ever, by watching a lot of TV as a child. But also, even as a beginner, it's good to listen to the language, familiarize yourself to the language, hear the pronunciation, get familiar with the culture. And yeah, this is the government-owned TV and radio station, and yeah, I recommend it. And then I will tell you one resource that I do not recommend. So this looked promising. It looks really good. I love the interface. It looks just like things like Duolingo. The website is made far better than most of the website that I mentioned. But these lessons are wrong. These lessons are very, very wrong.
Ženskam. Jaz sem ženskam.
So the pronunciation here, I don't know if you could hear it, but it says Jaz sem ženskam. Ženskam, I am, like, it's not right. This has so many mistakes. It's not just this mistake. I went through one lesson and every page almost had a mistake. So I would not recommend you to use this. This is not made right. This just feels rushed, and yeah, maybe in the future it will be better, but for now, stay away from Ling. And with that, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.